RAM is one of the most important components of the computer system, and many people don't have a clear-cut answer as to how much RAM is necessary for them to play their favorite games smoothly without any hiccups and jitters. If you want to know the answer to this question, then you have come to the right place. Let's jump right into it. Well, first of all, you need to understand what RAM actually is and what is its purpose. RAM, also known as random access memory, is where data and programs are stored in PC while they are being processed. Let's say that your game is stored on a hard drive. In this case, constantly retrieving data from the hard drive will make the processing speed slower, so it will result in poor frame rate and a lot of jitters. RAM, on the other hand, plays a key role in increasing the processing speed of the CPU as it allows the PC to access the data really quickly, so the crucial data of your game gets loaded into RAM fastly. With an insufficient amount of RAM, your PC will not be able to store the necessary game data required for the game to run smoothly, which results in the game lagging and freezing from time to time, or it may even lag continuously depending on the amount of RAM available. In the past, it was extremely tricky to pick the correct configuration of RAM as different sorts of games had varying requirements. Also, gaming was not as popular and widely spread as it is nowadays, so gaming PC were not as common as they are now. 32-bit operating systems were the commonly used operating systems in the past, and they could only read up to 4 gigabytes of RAM, which is very poor when compared with today's standards. Nowadays, 64-bit operating systems are widely used, and RAMs up to 128 gigabytes is being used in some computers, and this isn't even close to the upper limit of the 64-bit operating systems. The most commonly used RAM capacities around the whole world are 4 GB, 8 GB, 16 GB, and in the high-end PC 32 GB, 64 GB, and 128 GB RAM is also used. 4 GB RAM is most commonly used in the computer systems present in offices, school and college libraries, and also in the computer systems which are still running a 32-bit operating system. In simpler words, it is used in low-end PC, which are used for performing daily casual tasks such as browsing the web and playing light games. So, the question arises, is 4 GB RAM enough for the most demanding games out there? Well, gone are the days when 4 gigabytes of RAM was the standard for gaming. With the updates and advanced developments that have taken place over the years, 4 gigabytes of RAM is not even sufficient to run the average game these days, let alone the highly demanding games. If you play games with 4 GB of RAM, then prepare yourself for a storm of frame drops and skipped frames and unstable jittery performance. On the other hand, 8 GB RAM is mostly commonly present in the mid-range price bracket of PC. For playing games, a minimum of 8 GB of RAM is necessary for a playable and enjoyable experience. Anything less than 8 GB of RAM will result in slower performance. 8 GB of RAM is more than enough for tasks such as browsing the internet and using different heavy softwares. But with 8 GB of RAM, you have to make sure that no memory-intensive programs are running in the background, otherwise it will result in a slowdown. For gaming, 16 GB is considered to be the sweet spot. A 16 GB of RAM coupled with a powerful NVIDIA or AMD graphics card will provide exceptional performance. Even the high-end games will run as smoothly as a knife sliding on butter. If you want to be an extreme gamer, then 16 GB of RAM should suffice your performance needs. 16 GB of RAM is ideal for gamers who stream regularly and create content and do multitasking while playing games. Now 32 GB of RAM is mostly used in the high-end PC. It provides top-of-the-line performance. Usually there isn't a noticeable performance difference between 16 GB and 32 GB of RAM. You might need 32 GB of RAM if you want to make your computer system future-proof or use it as a workstation. If you want to run multiple memory-intensive programs in the background while playing games or performing other heavy tasks, then 32 GB of RAM is excellent. However, for gaming, 32 GB of RAM is usually overkill, as in most cases 16 GB of RAM is enough. Now the question arises whether you should buy a single or a multiple brand module. Nowadays, almost every motherboard supports dual channel, and some high-end motherboards even support quad channels. Dual channel offers better performance than a single channel, but the performance difference is not quite noticeable. There is a marginal difference between both configurations. Dual channel is usually beneficial in many ways over a single channel. Let's say that we have a single stick of 16 GB RAM. If the chip fails, then your whole system will be rendered useless, as a computer can't work without RAM, and it will also be expensive for you to purchase 16 GB of RAM again. Now, if we consider the same scenario, but with multiple RAM modules of 8 GB each, in this case, even if one RAM stick fails, then the whole computer system won't stop working, as 8 GB of RAM will still be available, and it is enough to smoothly perform your tasks along with playing games as well. Another advantage of multiple RAM modules is that in case of failure of one stick of 8 GB, it would be cheaper to replace that stick with a new 8 GB one instead of a 16 GB one. So you should definitely consider dual channel modules over single channel modules. Now the conclusion is that you can for 32 GB of RAM provided you have the money for it, but I would suggest you to avoid spending extra money on 32 GB of RAM and go with 16 GB of RAM, as it will be enough for a flawless gaming experience, and you will probably never run out of RAM, and invest that money into a more powerful processor or graphics card. If you are tight on budget and want to play games and have an enjoyable experience, then 8 GB of RAM should be enough. But remember, there will be a noticeable performance gap between 8 GB and 16 GB RAM depending on the game you are playing. That's a wrap for today's video. Until next time.